Dad Man told me to watch Caligula. In his defense, there is a director's cut that is, and I have to say it this way because of YouTube being, for lack of a better term, but it less pornographic. The version I watched was...
We could tape over that. We could cut that.
Yeah, I'll say it correctly and then edit it on top.
Porno.
Yeah, the version I watched was half movie, half illicit. Well, not illicit. Illicit is illegal, right? That's the definition.
Illicit just kind of means non... or like something you shouldn't be doing, not necessarily illegal.
Okay. Well, it was explicit. That maybe is the word I was looking for. And I'm usually not like a wet blanket, but it really felt like, because you have to wait through the scenes, and you're like, I kind of want the Caligula plot, you know? If I wanted to watch that,
what, just sex?
Yeah, you could just seek that out on its own.
Right. Yeah.
It's like it's the oddest mixture.
Good ever. As a movie.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Caligula is super interesting. He's one of those infamous leaders, notorious bad guys that you want to get the extent of it. And I understand that in that time, he probably did use his power to have these crazy... but you can communicate that quickly instead of like, okay, now we're going to do like a 10-minute, we're going to watch.
Right. Maybe that was just to...
Well, do you want the backstory behind why it was the way it was?
How fast can you do it?
The producers, one of them was Penthouse.
Guglione.
They re-edited it before it was released to include those scenes. And the director was like, I want my name taken off this.
Helen Mirren was in it.
I know. So was Peter O'Toole.
Oh, fart.
And they were probably way more pissed than this director. The director said, I want my name taken off it. But it ended up selling really well, I guess, either overseas or here. And then the director ended up making strictly porno films after this.
Oh, you're intentionally saying it weird.
Yeah, because you can't say that on YouTube.
Oh. I thought you had a stroke or something.
I've had one. It's not fun, but
I don't recommend it.
Yeah, man, Peter O'Toole, fucking Lawrence of Arabia,
he was a big deal after that movie, man.
I believe it.
It's considered one of the top 5 movies ever made.
In one of the greatest performances of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enigmatic charisma right there, Peter O'Toole. And was it Malcolm McDowell?
Yep.
It was either right before
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, it was either right before that or right after it. So he must have been the fucking hottest shit.
Yeah.
In the fucking world. After A Clockwork Orange, man, he played one of the most devious villains as Alex DeLonge. I fucking love that movie. Your lack of response is concerning.
Me?
Yeah.
I never saw all... I should watch it. I know.
Holy shit, dude.
I know.
This is a movie
Kubrick,
podcast, right? Man. Yes.
Hey, who didn't see Godfather for...
I've seen it, though.
Now?
That's like... being... Oh, man, I was going to say something.
That's a really, really good analogy.
It was gonna be offensive, so I couldn't say it.
Oh, yeah, because we're worried about my feelings a lot, I can tell.
Well, it's not so much you, it's the YouTube.
Oh, yeah, sure, let's care about them. Not me.
Dude, it's not... They are the Gestapo of the internet. You say the wrong word, man, they send you away and throw away the key.
To the gulag.
Well, let's actually maybe attack it from this angle, and we will talk about Julius Caesar, just because I watched it and you're vaguely familiar.
You watched what version of Julius Caesar?
The one with Marlon Brando.
From what decade?
50s.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's based on the Shakespearean play, which I didn't know going in. And you're
Well, yeah.
very quickly aware that this is Shakespeare.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Well, it surprised you.
Well, I did when I clicked on it, I didn't know it was going to be Shakespeare. I was just going to be a biopic.
You didn't know he wrote Julius Caesar?
No, I because I'm not a big fan of. Well, I wasn't a big fan of him, but I'm turning into one.
I just wonder sometimes.
That's not.
But Shakespeare, you didn't know he wrote Julius Caesar?
I think I did. It just didn't occur to me that you have to make the film based on the play instead of.
Yeah, I mean, you could have another script.
Because I mean, it's a biography. It's a biopic.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Is
what
it
the
a
play
biopic
is.
or biopic?
Either one's right.
I think biopic.
Biopic sounds cool. Biopic sounds like you're kind of a tartar.
Like, you can't say both words.
Yeah.
Biographical picture.
Biopic sounds like you're living in the future.
Yeah.
Sounds more British, which therefore has more authority.
Yeah, because remember, even the Romans had English accents if they were of the high upper echelon class.
That's one thing when they say like names of land there. I'll give you one example. Philippi. So they pronounce Philippi. I was like,
who pronounces that?
It's in the movie. Julius Caesar.
Oh, okay. Well, that was Latin.
Yeah, I know. It's just strange.
Yeah, yeah.
Now this is podcasting gold, what we've just stumbled into.
What I told you, there was an example. Like people were supposedly sophisticated, speak with a British accent in many films.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember which one it was. I think it was a movie where the French were fighting the English, and the French were speaking in like sophisticated English accents.
Waterloo.
What about it?
That's what they did. French versus the English, and the French. I mean,
they fought them for the whole 500 years. The 100 Years
War. You were talking about a specific movie. I just gave you a specific movie where that's the case.
Oh, they did. Oh, I'm sorry. They did that?
Yeah.
The French?
Yeah, in that movie.
Like, what's his face?
Yeah, Napoleon. Well, Napoleon had a weird accent in certain parts. In other parts, he sounded more English.
Okay.
I may be mistaken there, but that's how I remember it. And I watched it today, so I don't think I'm wrong. But yeah, that's an example of that. But so we touched upon something I think is, I mean, I'm not against any form of, well, not hate speech, but calls to violence. I'm against. But
well, yeah, and that's illegal.
Freedom to make any type of picture. I mean, fuck, you want to make Caligula a porno film? I think, go ahead.
I mean, it wasn't made as that. I mean, they added that to it.
Yeah. I just think you're fucking wasting the talent of the serious actors that you have.
In that one, yeah, for sure. I mean, Helen Mirren.
Yeah, she is like a
been around
legit
forever.
Actress.
I think she's Dame, or she's been knighted or something.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think Peter O'Toole has.
Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell, I don't believe has, but
well, because his career kind of took a tumble. Well, not a tumble. It just, I mean, I don't know what else. He's been in a Halloween, the Rob Zombie reboot.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange and this are the only ones that come to mind.
I saw him. He plays H.G. Wells in a movie about time travel.
H.G. Wells.
He wrote like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and I don't know. He wrote one about time travel too, and I can't remember the name of it. I'll have to look that up because I'm curious now. But he was in that, and then he was in one. I mean, it was very forgettable, but it has something to do with helicopters. And I think Roy Schneider was in that one too. And that's the only movies I'm aware of him being in.
I don't understand if it was a personal choice or I wonder if Caligula had anything to do with it.
It may have.
Because that is a bit of a mar on the career ski, you know? They're like...
Yes, that could definitely be one.
What's very interesting is how Puerno is looked at as a much lower art form. And yeah, I think it was...
yeah, no.
Like, but in the 60s or 70s...
Snuff films aren't given their...
And I saw a real good one yesterday. But there was a film called Deep Throat that was a theater picture that was being shown in theaters that would play fucking Taxi Driver. I don't know the exact time period, but...
I remember that movie. Linda Lovelace became... Well, yeah, Deep Throat. I didn't know that it was played in like your everyday theaters. I mean, it was an X movie for sure.
I could be wrong. I mean, I didn't live through that time period, but people were going out to see that in droves.
Yeah,
and they thought that was going to be a genre of film that was just going to be accepted. Like date night, go out to see the new Puerno.
Oh,
which is crazy.
It did break through into
mainstream.
Yeah.
Because, like, it would have had to been in so many theaters and be seen by, like, hundreds of thousands, if not a million people.
At least a million.
For it to have that type of impact on the zeitgeist. Like, for me to know about it probably 50 years at least after its release, like, it couldn't just be, like, a flash in the pan like the Minecraft movie will be. Which, and maybe I'm mistaken, maybe in fucking 50 years they'll be talking about that movie. But it was culturally relevant.
No, it was called... Yeah, it was. Well, not only that, the source for Watergate had the code name of Deep Throat.
Yeah. So it must have been around that time.
Well, the movie obviously was before, but even for them to use that, it wasn't considered.
Let me ask you this: when was Nixon?
70s.
Okay, so it was probably
Mid-70s.
around 50 years ago then, on the dot.
Yeah.
See, I'm good at math.
You are good.
Better to be good at math than good at meth, or vice versa.
One or the other. Just be good at something that starts with a M.
Yeah, but this is even a dumber. I don't even know on what basis you compare Caligula versus Caesar. I am going to watch the director's cut of Caligula, and then judge the movies. As it stands, Caesar is obviously much better, just because Caligula lacks any substance really to make.
Well, what was made by Shakespeare?
So, yeah. In terms of substance, you've got a real uphill battle.
You can compare him to any director, and you know, wasn't a director, he was a writer, but in the last 100 years, and he wins.
Any screenwriter. What about Paul Schrader?
Do you not know how many classics Shakespeare has written?
3?
No. Like 15.
Stephen King.
He doesn't write screenplays.
But a lot of movies are adapted.
And you're comparing Cujo to what? Romeo and Juliet?
What about The Shining, big guy?
That's one.
Okay.
Name Shawshank.
Well,
Did you know that was him?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. Green Mile is too.
Green Mile's okay.
Stand By Me.
I know. I read that.
It.
Okay, that doesn't compare to Shakespeare.
Maybe it does.
No, it does in an unfavorable way.
Well, they have not yet to make a good Romeo and Juliet. Fans, let me know that I'm wrong down in the comments. I'm sure you guys
there may have been an older one.
You probably fucking like the Leonardo DiCaprio one.
I
you like that
despised
one's
it.
a masterpiece. But I haven't seen it.
I
But
read
it
about
seems
that. When he
fucking
was
lame.
younger, he was like a douche.
Leo.
Yeah. And
It's nice to see things have changed.
he's so much more mature now. And I can't remember the girl, whoever Romeo or Juliet was, just said he was just a dick and she couldn't stand working with him. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Do you remember the movie Terminator 3?
Yes.
The girl, the woman in it? She was a veterinarian.
I know the character. I cannot picture her face.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was who was Juliet.
Wow. That movie always seems so stupid. One thing I will...
What?
The Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
With Leo. I will say the more that I do watch Shakespeare adaptations that have Shakespearean language, I'm picking it up a little bit at a time. And I don't know if it's just the movies or whatever, but Caesar was more understandable for me. And I guess because of that, I did like it. Marlon Brando's fucking amazing in it.
Yeah.
I mean...
He was Caesar, I assume.
No, he was Mark Antony.
Okay. Who was also...
A major role.
Yeah.
He
was Caesar.
You know, and that guy, I think that was the first movie I've seen him in. I can look at it. I can look it up to tell you, but... There, even one of the guys... So Brutus was someone that I recognized. I don't know his name, but like he was in Lolita, for example. The guy who played Brutus.
Okay.
But he was the only other guy I recognized, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
So, but I knew
John Gielgud?
Should I know him?
God, yeah, he was knighted.
What's he
James
in?
Mason.
What's he in?
Well, see, he was an English actor, so we didn't see him a lot. You wouldn't know him. I didn't mean to say it that way. What was?
You have a knack for
Cassius.
You have a knack for doing that sometimes.
I do, but if you were my age, you'd be like, yeah, Sir John Gielgud. James.
What
Mason.
have you seen him in?
He was actually in. Oh God. And became known to American audiences. He's more of a stage actor, I think. But he was in... Oh, God. I can't remember.
Is it a TV show?
No, it was a movie. Had Liza Minnelli in it.
She's a gem. I think she's Jewish.
Yeah. Did you watch... these are the people I don't know. But James Mason was a big deal.
Yeah, he was the guy who was in Lolita, correct?
Perhaps. I don't know. It doesn't say that here. He was a great actor. And then Brando, of course.
Yeah, Brando's...
I tell you what, that is a powerful cast.
And I knew that, like, watching it.
Greer Garson, who was a big deal back then.
Yeah, like I could recognize that whilst also like I haven't seen these guys in much, if anything. So like Caesar, I was like, he looked familiar, but I even looked on Letterboxd because I was like, what have I seen these guys in before? Because I could recognize they were great actors, but I hadn't seen it besides Mason, you know. And he was in like 3 films that I had seen, and I think Lolita was one of them.
Did you ever hear of the movie called Arthur?
I've heard of it. It's about King Arthur, correct?
No. No, it's not.
Oh.
Who is the character? He was a
stagehand in that movie.
Dudley Moore.
Okay.
Who he played he was inheriting like a mega fortune, but he was a screw up. You know, he didn't do anything, and Sir John Gielgud was his butler, whatever. It's a comedy. It's actually pretty funny. And Liza Minnelli
It doesn't even really sound like a major role.
For him, nah. I mean, it was. It just he had a real dry sense of humor, and people were like, who is this guy? He's
Or he like stole the
yeah
show with it. Well, Caesar's probably his biggest
no
world.
He's been in a lot. I think.
I don't know though, man. I mean, that was a big movie.
Well, I mean, that may have been his biggest. I would agree with that, but
He played the lead role.
Gilgood did.
He plays Well, I don't even fucking know. I just assumed the whole time you were talking about the guy who played Caesar. Yep.
He was Caesar.
Yeah, his last name is spelled really weird, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so James Mason is in Lolita. He's also in North by Northwest and The Verdict, all of which I've seen. John Gielgud. Oh, I've seen Gielgud in 4 films.
Oh, wow.
Now, including... He was in Caligula as well. So that's weird that he was in both, and I didn't realize that. You think I would have done that research, huh?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, you don't watch a movie and see every movie that those people were in. Well, he was in a lot of movies.
He's in Beckett. He was in Chimes at Midnight. He was in Elephant Man, which I haven't seen. He was in Gonde. Murder on the Orient Express.
Elephant Man? God, he's in a lot. There's a Caligula there.
Dragonheart.
That's a stupid movie.
Around the World in, was that 80 Days?
Yep.
Yeah, man. He was in some stuff.
Yeah. So he did. I guess he didn't. Beckett. Yeah, which is a famous.
I'm a fan of
play.
Beckett. I like Beckett a lot.
You saw it?
Oh yeah, Peter O'Toole again, and then oh shit, who's the other guy? Plays the Pope basically. Like the motherfucker.
Fines?
Nah, an older guy. Relatively. Just look it up.
This is good.
Richard Burton. Yeah, this is the... People are going to fucking hate this.
Hey, we're going to look some stuff up. Just be patient.
Richard Burton is really good in that film, by the way. I mean, it's just like... Because Peter O'Toole is going to be the man.
Yeah.
But Burton...
Well, Burton was a pretty big deal, too.
Yeah, true.
He was in the most famous expensive films back in like the 60s, which was Cleopatra.
I want to watch
Elizabeth
that.
Taylor.
I want to watch that.
I don't know. Well, you'll be interesting just to see it.
People get wrapped up very much in the fact that it basically like bankrupted the Hollywood system.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the film
was bad. Can't
still be good.
Yeah.
It just might not have been what the people wanted to see.
Well, it may just been expensive.
Yeah.
Which it was. That's what a big part of it was. It was very expensive. And if you see the movie, you'll be like, wow, they spent a lot of money on this thing. Costumes, extras,
and it's
scenery.
Like cool that shit like that's made. You know what I mean?
What's that?
It's kind of cool to see films like that where it's like, this is fucking
where they really went for authenticity or grandeur,
The Russians would do that when they were like in the throes of their power, which was kind of an oxymoron. When they were at the peak of their powers, for better term. Like they would super, and I want to say War and Peace is an example of that.
Yeah, I mean that's a super famous novel.
I think when they were like, "Fuck, man, we're gonna."
The Russians made that.
Well, I can't fucking remember because the guy who made Waterloo, is he Russian? I just watched that today.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're not talking about Tolstoy.
He was a Soviet director.
Okay. Oh, okay. I did not know that.
War and Peace, and I think they really fucking put a lot into it, and it's a 3-part movie if you want to watch it like a fucking normal person or a sane person. If you want to watch it all in one chunk,
it is 7 hours or something.
422 minutes, so 6-ish.
Okay, yeah, no 7.
Yeah, you're right.
6 times 7.
Shit, but dude, when did I get so bad at math?
I don't know. Were you ever like good at it though? I don't remember that.
So it was a $100 million budget, and this was made.
Oh my God, are you serious?
This was made in 1967.
That's exorbitant for that time
Bet
period.
your sweet ass it was. Because
It
it was
like $1 billion.
The country was like, we're making this.
Yeah.
105 tons of kerosene, 12,000 soldiers, 10,000 extras, 10,000 rifles, 7,000 swords, 1,500 horses, and 300 plus characters with dialogue.
Whoa.
Um,
That's insane.
6.5 miles of film.
Well, it's deserving. That story is deserving of that.
That's
7 hours, but
way more fucking sense with Waterloo. Because I was gonna bring this up. Dude, there are so many people on the battlefield.
mm-hmm.
It's fucking nuts.
Well,
It's a spectacle.
Yeah, that's,
And there's bombs going off.
Yeah.
Dude, there's horses that are just like full on face planting into the ground with people on them.
Yeah.
Where you're like,
how do they do that?
En masse. There's like a dozen people just fucking
that's
eating shit off their horse.
And that's what it would have been like.
Yeah, it
Because
literally
they were being, cannon shot.
It's the closest you'll ever come to see that battle.
Yeah.
I guess unless you're like in real warfare, but we don't fight like that anymore.
No.
Like we don't fucking stand in formation and walk at each other.
That's what they did.
They were nuts, man.
They just you're right. They wouldn't hide behind obstructions. They would just stand there, fire, march towards some more,
And then, I think it was probably when they made rifling when they were like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's
these are accurate.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Like before
at best I'll just lose a leg.
Yeah. Before, if I get hit, it's by luck. Now, if I don't get hit, it's by luck.
Yeah.
Because with those fucking lead muskets, like...
Well, I think they probably had the same type of ammunition as we had the Civil War. So
right.
I think it was considered a 50 caliber. That's a huge bullet.
And it was
a lot of times
lead.
Yeah.
So it flattened.
Yeah, it would just take out a big
surface.
portion of your...
Yeah, man. If you get hit in the body with that, you're gonna get a fucking like a plate-sized hole in your back. Big old hole,
and yeah. And there's so many limbs lost, and I can't remember. They said more people die from disease during. And I'm like,
does infection count? Because those wounds probably just.
Oh yeah, they had nothing.
It was a terrible combo. If you were like Civil War era.
Yeah.
Of just like almost it was just advanced enough to where it was basically barbaric long distance barbarism, and the science was just lagging enough to where they couldn't do really much of anything for you. Because today, if I got hit in the leg with that type of round, they would be like, well, you might lose the leg.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have to worry about getting gangrene.
Yeah.
Where they're like, we gotta take the leg.
Right.
And they'd be like, your leg is fucking shattered to bits, but you're not gonna get an infection most likely.
Right. Yeah. But those lead bullet, those things that they got hit with were just very powerful. So
it's like you're getting hit by a small cannon.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Waterloo was fucking awesome. I am gonna watch War and Peace. I'll sit and watch the 3 movies, maybe one a night, because they broke it into 3.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know what it was at first, but now I realize, which, it's just a trilogy, really.
Yeah, I mean, if they just decided to put all of the Lord of the Rings together, you'd
Yeah,
be like,
that's what. Yeah, it'd be.
that's
I don't know how long.
insane.
Maybe probably 7 hours.
Yeah. And if you watch the extended cuts, probably like 9.
Director's cut with extended portions,
Yeah.
and then the extra special producers
And you get the commentary
long
track after the
form.
fact.
You could be there for 3 days.
It's 27 years long.
The actual Battle of Gondor was shorter than this movie would be.
Yeah. We did get off track. Caesar's better than Caligula, both as a leader in a movie.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they both were emperors of Rome.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, big guy?
Did you well, you paused it.
Yeah.
Well, I unpaused it. Should I?
I made an accident in myself. Someone shit my pants. Which I hate when that happens, honestly.
Hard to explain. It's terrible when it happens.
What's your favorite Shakespeare to end it?
I don't. I mean, he was but I don't really have one.
Well, you've
I don't think I've ever seen. I saw Romeo and Juliet with DiCaprio, and I didn't like it.
And yet you say he's better than Stephen King. Why don't you just stand on business, big guy? Just be the fan that you are.
Most modern day like plot lines.
Well, that's what I said. You just stole my line.
Did I see anything? No, I mean they're dated, so for some reason that stuff doesn't appeal to me. I don't know if maybe if they did something. Is there any current day ones that they've done of Shakespeare that?
Yeah, the Coen brothers actually did the tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah, but that's not real current, is it?
2021.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'd watch that then.
It's got Denzel Washington in it. He's Macbeth.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the entire cast. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I'd watch that, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can check it out first and let you know. I think it was on Netflix. It might still. I don't fucking know what Netflix is doing anymore. I don't subscribe anymore.
Yeah, I watch it. Well, I mean, I'm pretty basic though.
Well, I'll smoke them if you got them.
Right.
It's just the price is always increasing.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know how they're fucking losing money all the time.
I don't know if the model for how they make money is necessarily good. I don't know anything, but they have to pay X amount.
You gotta have an inventory, like a huge inventory.
Huge inventory, yeah. Huge.
Otherwise, and you have
you
to
can't
have
have like
originals.
30 offerings. You have to have like 300.
Yeah, and they didn't have like, if you're Peacock, you have the whole NBC library.
Yeah.
Or if you're Paramount, all those things, like, it makes sense. It's really smart because it's like, hey, we own the rights to you guys. Like,
yeah,
you're our library. Even though, like, would I rather have Netflix than Peacock? Yes, because they've established it, but that costs so much over time.
Yeah.
To make your Ozarks and make your fucking Black Mirrors and
there's new Black Mirrors out. I started to watch one. I have a habit of watching portions of things.
I watched the first 3 so far, and yeah, the first one's good. Second one is good, but not as good as the first, and then I can't remember the third one. But yeah, the first one was pretty good. I was like, it's actually kind of critiquing the subscription model, which is funny because Netflix is like,
hey, don't make fun of us.
Yeah,
we're paying for this.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I want to see what the third one is because I did watch it and I can't remember how good it was. That could be your series of the week. Hey.
Yeah, Netflix or Black Mirror. Some of those I really liked. Some of those are really good. thought they did great. Some really good episodes.
Oh, Hotel Reverie, the third one. I like that. I don't know. I thought it was more interesting. It was one of the ones that kind of ends with a happy ending, those are a bit of a rarity. I mean,
for Black Mirror, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to watch the rest because there's a USS McAllister sequel, which if you remember that from
Star Wars or Star Wars is
Star Trek
and
Star Wars, I guess, but more
Star Trek. You're right, that's Star Trek.
It's like an hour 30, so it's kind of like a movie. That's cool. And then the one before that seems interesting, so I'm going to check that out. That would be my series of the week if I had to do that section of the...
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying, yeah, I kind of gave you your... No, did you bring it up?
You're a funny guy.
I don't even remember.
You should go solo and do comedy.
I've tried that before. It's not... So I'm gonna say Waterloo, even though it was in English, is my foreign pick of the week.
Wait a second. Oh.
It was by a Russian director. Do I get?
Oh no, yes, it's a Russian movie.
Do I get any credit for that?
No, you don't. That's not
all right.
Russian
Well,
movie.
I've watched tons of fucking foreign movies. That ain't no problem. Let me just find one I haven't said yet.
Okay, I didn't say to do that. I just said you don't get it. Just call that a foreign movie because it ain't.
I'm looking. Oh, City of God. If I haven't mentioned that already, shame on me. City of God is Goodfellas in the favelas of Brazil. That's your sales pitch.
All right.
It's fucking awesome, man. Definitely would check it out. Really gritty crime film. Like young, which makes it like really kind of heartbreaking because it's not hard to believe that would be the reality of the situation, is that very poor Brazilians, you kind of have to get into crime otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the truth. I mean,
do you just want to not eat?
Right, or barely scrape by.
Yeah, and then, like, your life is going to fucking suck.
Yeah.
If you don't. Flow's another one. I'm pretty sure those are foreign directors, and there's no actual spoken language, so it's not like a typical. But if you're gonna put me on the spot,
No, I'm not.
World on a Wire is
Okay.
another one. If I already said
right.
City of God,
You did say that.
that one's really cool, sci-fi and simulation theory stuff.
Okay, we finished with the
If you're a fan,
foreign movie.
Foreign Correspondence is over. Yeah, City of
of
God and World on a Wire. You get 2 for the price of 1.
Right.
And closing statement, Dad.
Closing statement. I don't really have anything to say.
Kind of like
I gotta see a good movie actually, because I'm
State of the
missing.
Union. Give a State of the Union to the people.
No, I'm not doing that.
Maybe an address
No.
to the people. Address the people, Dad, man.
Buy low, sell short, something like that. I don't know.
No, sell
that's
high. Sell high. You don't.
Okay, it was a joke. So
You
thanks
sell
for
short.
explaining it.
You sell short, you'll lose money.
Not necessarily.
I mean,
You don't know what selling short means.
I've shorted a stock before, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way you said it, I can tell you did.
You've done futures?
No.
Because that's the only way you can do. Well, no, that's not the only way. But
I would never do that. With my luck, I'd lose everything.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Okay, I have nothing to say, but we're done because he's going to talk about foreign movies.
Seacrest gay.
Seacrest out.
Say Seacrest gay.
I will not say that.
Just so
No, I won't. Seacrest gay.